You don't bring poop butt to your Brazilian waxer, you can totally scroll. For those of you who bring poop butt to your Brazilian waxer, you can absolutely stay. We're going to get into it. This question says, when people come in and they have poop butt on their butts, do you ask them to clean up before you wax? Future esthetician here. Welcome, future esthetician. My name is Stephanie Lanes. I am a licensed esthetician for the last 21 years. I'm the CEO, creator of the Say Brazil Wax and the 7-Minute Brazilian. I have been on socials and gone viral many times talking about the infamous poop butt. So my disclaimer, and this is what I tell estheticians to tell, especially when they're getting ready to have a client and they may be a poop butt repeater. I give very specific instructions for what they need to do because I don't put product onto clients. I have them clean themselves. So I'm very descriptive. I need you to go ahead and take this pad and you're going to clean the front, middle, and back. And I really want you to make sure you get everything in that back. Here's a garbage can right here. Here's some sanitizer for your hands. Once you get done, you can go ahead and lay it right on top of that treatment table and I'll come back in. That's one. If I come in and they have poop butt, I'll be like, oh, you didn't get quite a bit, everything back here. I really need you to get back here. There's quite a bit of stuff back here. There's two things that are going to happen. Either they're going to get embarrassed or they're going to be like, oh, I got everything. If they go to, I got everything, I definitely am like, there's a lot of stuff back here. I'm not going to be able to do the wax until you can get this cleaned up. Then they take it serious because they want their wax. Now, there's a lot of people who are going to be bringing poop butt to you. There's going to be other things with poop butt. You're going to have some toilet tissue. It'll probably be mashed up, rolled up like a joint in the booty crack, attached to some poop in that poop butt. You're going to see a lot of toilet paper balled up. You're going to see old poop and new poop. There's a lot of poop that happens when you have a poop butt. And poop butts, in my opinion, are just, they don't wipe. I don't know why they don't wipe. I don't know how and where they came to get to this space, but they don't wipe. So for them, it's normal. I just am very firm to make sure that they clean it themselves. Have I had a repeat offender? Absolutely. And one time I was so frustrated that I just kind of let it go and said, you know what? I had a really poop butt client today. And he's like, what's a poop butt? Oh, they just have a whole bunch of poop in their butt. Oh, really? Is that common? It's real common. And it smells too. And then I go in, I hate to have to train people how to wipe their butt, but that's what I see here. And then they get kind of quiet because they don't realize I'm talking about them. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. Oh, man. And I only want to swallow the slop in my mouth. I want to say shalom. First thing and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in this gospel, bro, looking for the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. That was disgusting. I wasn't expecting that. What I was doing was I was looking through the feed and I got inspiration through the spirit based on a couple of shows brothers had put out yesterday and last night going into our women. And, the women seems to be a reoccurring topic in Israel and just the manosphere, period, which I'm not comparing Israel to the manosphere because, the manosphere comes from basically them watching Israelite videos and, taking up their, so to speak, mantle and having their portion about what's happening in the world. But ultimately, the manosphere is dealing because women are completely out of order. And I want to play two videos, which this was the main one I was focusing on, but I feel like it was relatively short, so I wanted to combine the two. But long story short, it says, through the woman became sin, and of the woman became sin, and through her we all die. And, going into the nastiness and the culture and black culture, and it's just getting worse and worse, man, And the more I realize it, the more that I understand, I really don't want to deal with these women like that. It's quite okay if we ain't dealing with them like that. I mean, yeah, we love women. Us men, we love women, just the beauty of a woman. But when you look at today's woman, they're dirty, man. They're filthy, inconsiderate, they're proud, haughty. I mean, you got grown people that don't know how to wash the crack of their ass. You know, it was a joke. It was in this movie called Demolition Man. And when he came out of the cryos, I can never pronounce that word. Basically, when he came out of the freezer, so to speak, and when he went to the washroom, he said, "You have 3 C cells," and they was laughing at him because they didn't understand how the 3 C cells work. Now, what I do know is when you go to other countries or cultures, I believe they have things on their commode that sprays water up in the hole, you know, up in the crack. After you get finished doing what you got to do, I believe they spray like water up in there, and then it's like an air dry. That way it cleans you out, you know. Because when you're just using toilet paper, you ain't gonna get everything. Because for one thing, it's dry. I even heard some cases that people would dump the toilet paper in the water and wipe to kind of fresh it. But we know that the West is not a very clean place, so all the time you get out the toilet, you wipe, and then you go about your business. But as of myself, I feel like after I do what I gotta do, man, I gotta put some water up there. You know, I gotta go take a shower or wash up something real quick, you know. But a lot of women don't do that. You know, a lot of women don't do that, man. And I don't want to get graphic, but I know we've all had an account that we was dealing with a woman or your woman, and you know she probably didn't bathe completely or had a long day, or you know you end up getting to her and she probably used the bathroom an hour before. That back smell, it comes back and it hits you. You're like, oh shit, like, you gotta go take care of that, you know. And it happens, but overall, when you're going to get a Brazilian butt wax or whatever they call it, you want to make sure you clean. You want to make sure you scrubbed or whatever. You want to make sure ain't nothing germinating down there, you know. But these women, man, they're just filthy. They're disgusting. Don't let the makeup, the eyelashes, the hair hats, and the weaves and the long fingernails and the bubble gum and the big lips fool you. These women are dirty. They're disgusting. A lot of them have diseases, man. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna play this other video, and because this is really what I wanted to home on, because this is the reason why this world is all jacked up. Okay, because of Eve and the serpent. So here we go.
PSA to all the bitches that don't have no kids. Don't let no nigga trick you into having no motherfucking baby, bitch. It's the summertime, and you see what the fuck I'm doing. Don't do it, bitch.
No, our women are proud. They're evil. I mean, of course, she got the hair hat on, and you get to see our accountants, man. They don't even approve of what they're created to do. Like, a woman is designed, for one thing, to serve men, okay, to bear children, to take care of the house. I mean, that's a task within itself, but that's your role as a woman. You had women in the scriptures that was barren, that couldn't have kids, man. Okay, like prime example, Sarah. She was barren, and I believe the Most High opened her womb when she was like 90 or 99, I believe. But basically, she couldn't have kids, and she prayed and fasted to the Most High to bear a seed, man. Because one thing that a woman that's in her right mind, she wants to give her seed to a righteous man, because that kid grows up with substance. It grows up with a probable mind. That's the whole thing. Like when the father marries off the daughter, you know, and she's married to a man of reputation, of good reputation at that. And then what happens is they have kids, and then it continues the father's legacy and the family's legacy, man. What do you have here? Eve, she don't want to give childbirth. She want to be a hot girl. You know? Let's look this up. Women in the Bible that were barren. And it's going to give you a list of women. All right? Keep this. It says Sarah, Rebecca, and Rachel. As we know, Leah and Rachel, basically they wanted to raise up seed to, it says these three matriarchs from Genesis all experienced biological barrenness, but each became pregnant through divine intervention. Their sons, Isaac and Jacob and Joseph, became the chosen sons in their father's house, right? Because you had Jacob and you had Leah and Rachel. Okay, which he loved one over the other, or he was more attracted to one over the other. But overall, It says the sons Isaac and Jacob and Joseph became the chosen sons in their father's houses and the ancestors of the nation of Israel. Hannah, the mother of the prophet Samuel, and Samson's mother, the nominous wife of Manoah. Okay, it says there were 6 barren women in the Bible, 3 or 4 matriarchs, Sarah, Rebecca, and Rachel. In Genesis, Hannah, the mother of the prophet Samuel, which reads 1 Samuel 1 and 2, and the nominous wife of Manoah, mother of Samson, which you can read about that in Judges 13, and a great woman of Shunem, also called the Shumanite, an acolyte of the prophet Elisha. Okay, so you had women in the Bible that were barren, but overall, they prayed to the Heavenly Father and He opened up their womb, because that was awesome. That was almost like a disgrace for a woman to not be able to bear seed. Okay, Rachel and Leah. We all know the story about Rachel and Leah, which is the eldest daughter of Laban and the wife of Jacob, the father of 12 sons who would become the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, and honestly speaking, the nation of Israel was brought by, I think it was 4 different women, and they weren't even Hebrew women. You know? Well, at least, I believe, matter of fact, let's look this up. 4 women that birthed Israelites. Leah and Rachel. Yep, nah, my bad. Like 4 different women. You had Hebrew women. Well, you had Leah, you had Rachel, you had Leah. Then you had Bilhah and Zilpah, which were concubines. So yeah, 4 different women. A lot of times, you say 4 different women, they weren't even on Hebrew. Well, you had Bilhah and Zilpah, which were concubines. That also gave birth to sons as well. Like it says, the Bible also mentions several other women who considered saviors of Israel, which, nah, we ain't going that route. They like to misinterpret things, man. But overall, all the women that brought forth the Israelites, that bear the seeds of Israel, all of them wasn't Hebrew women, which proves that men can have concubines. But anyway, going back into this, man, this is the reason why our nation is so jacked up, because you have this type of mentality. Okay, these women are pure evil, period. And there has to be a reset button. Okay, because peep this is the book of 1 Timothy 2. And I'm going to start at verses 9. It says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. And women, they don't adhere to this. They feel like it's my body, my right. It's my body. I can do what I want to do, because you got this current administration. Like I was looking up this witch Kamala Harris, and basically she's fighting for women's rights over their bodies, meaning that go ahead and kill your kids. And these women are so delusional to the point that they don't even realize that they're doing themselves a disservice by searing up their womb and destroying their children, when that's what you were created to do. Okay, it says, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or golds of pearls of costly array. None of that hot girl boss bitch shit y'all do. Okay, you see, and the Kardashians have done a number on these women. The Kardashians, the Nicki Minaj's, the reality shows, all this was propagated forth to destroy our women specifically. Now, the thing of it is, the other nations have caught on to that way of life and has affected their culture, because what they use for us, eventually it spread like a cancer among all these other nations, because, hey, you got Arab women over here, you got Chinese women, you got East Indian women. When they come to the States, they become a whole different breed. It says, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. But it says, but which becoming women professing godliness with good works, meaning bearing children, keeping a house, serving your man, doing what it takes. And I've noticed that women that's in that role, they get a kick out of doing that, because if you're designed to do something, then that doesn't go against your structure, that doesn't go against your spirit. Like if you have a spirit, let's just say if you was a tent maker, or let's just say, matter of fact, okay, let's do this. Let's just say if you knew you was subjected to build cars, that was one of your passions, or something that you just knew that was in your spirit, and you went to school for it. You got an engineering degree and you decided to build engines for Chevy or Ford or GM, whatever you want to call them, right? And that's what you're designed to do. You're going to get a passion out of doing that. Okay, but if you were taken out of your place, like a man, for example, if a man is not operating in his cause, and he's going to be depressed, miserable. And the reason why Jake is all jacked up outside of these women, because the natural role of the men has been taken away. So men have now become women. Okay, men are basically what do you call it? It's a word I'm looking for. They're codependent now instead of being independent, because men should be independent. Now, codependency doesn't mean that you're weak, because it takes two to run a fortress, so to speak. But overall, men are supposed to be independent in their dominant roles. But yet, you got men that follow behind women. You got men that live off women, etc. You know, and that's not saying that your wife is not supposed to help you and take care of you when you're down. But you got men in that mindset, well, my wife make all the money, so I'm going to follow her everywhere she go. You under her titty like a baby. Nah, man. So oftentimes men lose their purpose, and this is what you have. But it says, but women which professing godliness with good works, but let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to absorb authority over the men, but to be in silence. And this is a scripture that a lot of Christian women claim to read, but they don't adhere by it. You always have one, I believe in God. But when you say absorb authority over man, here comes the excuses. Well, my man better, you know, that's bullshit. It says, for Adam was formed first, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Okay, which means she went off. And we know the story of Genesis. We know the account of Genesis, the 3rd chapter, when a woman went off and bought into the philosophies of the serpent. She fed him to Adam, and Adam basically, he fell victim of it, and here we go. Okay, but she was the one that was enticed first. It says, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing. Childbearing is the key. If they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So that's a big if. If I was a publisher, I would have capitalized that if, because that's going to determine a lot, man. All right. Let's look at this here. Younger women. Mary. 1 Timothy 5:14. Matter of fact, let's start at verses. Let's start at verses 10. It says, well reported of good works, if she have brought up children, okay, meaning women is supposed to have kids, man. If she have lodged strangers, if she have washed the saints' feet, if she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work. And y'all women can't say that. Okay, even if you women in your different camps, you can't say that you're exemplifying in scripture. It says, but the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Yahushua, they were married. You know, like a lot of times women be all in the church and Jesus is my husband, this and that. But then when that shit gets played out, then they go out there and be a hoe. It says, having damnation because they have cast off their first faith. And withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house. And not only idle, but tattlers and also busybodies, speaking things which they ought not. So going back into this Muppet tale right here, this is exactly what she's doing, being a busybody. And she's miserable because she can't go out there and get lumped up like she wanted to, not knowing the reason why she has a baby is because she was out there getting lumped up by Pookie and Ray Ray. You see, it's just like oftentimes they talk about the problems they have, but a lot of times the problem solving is within what they say, but they act against what they supposed to do. She say, well, you ain't supposed to be in the house. Well, if you wasn't out there hoeing and being a demon, you wouldn't have this problem. If you wasn't spreading your legs and giving it up so easy because a nigga got a diamond chain on or a chain around his neck, or he's driving a Hellcat, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't be in this predicament. Because I guarantee you, she didn't have this baby with a reputable man. You know, a reputable man in her case would be lame. He's boring. He's too traditional. He's not on edge enough. He's not exciting enough. He's corny. But yet these be the men that's actually doing things in life. But instead they settle for a drug dealer. They settle for a man that have no future. They settle for a man that's in and out of prison. And then they complain about these saying, well, there's no good man. Well, all the good man out here you didn't want to deal with. Like I heard her saying, they said they may be a good man, handsome. And they could be attracted to your look. They could be attracted to your look and your molecular structure. But overall, they're not attracted to the way you move. So therefore, they will often go with the unwise decision. Because about them, it's about a thrill. It's about a chase. It's about what is appearing to be because what's put on front of them in front of TV. The TV doesn't promote the dominant male or the well-spoken or the intelligent male. The TV does not promote smart men. Every time you watch a TV show, it's either about Jake being drug dealers, murderers, robbers, thieves, or just extremely stupid with no guidance. And a woman, she's the prize, she's the possession, she's the smart when she goes to college. And the black man's the high school dropout. So when you see these shows, they program our women to disrespect us, man. And that's what happens. Okay, this is busybody. Peep this again.
PSA to all the bitches that don't have no kids. Don't let no nigga trick you into having no motherfucking baby, bitch. It's the summer.
Okay, so how can somebody trick you into having a baby? I mean, babies, they do just happen, but babies happen through engaging in sex. When you have unprotected sex, then you know what's going to happen eventually. That's just the cause. So how can somebody trick you into doing anything? You know, it's your job to expect. You want to have a baby, it's your job to expect that so-called condom you had on to see if it was legitimate or not. You should do that, because ain't no man going to be like, all right, most men don't want to use condoms. You know what I'm saying? Just being frankly honest. But this day, hey, going back into the truffle butter and the waxing, you may want to use a rubber, man. Because you might not have a rod when you're done sticking it in, you know. But she basically said it's the summertime. So basically she's saying that I don't want to have no baby because I want to go out and be a hoe, which got her in this predicament in the first place, because clearly the baby wasn't planned. You know, she went out there, probably met some dude at a club and let him pop a couple of times, hit on the first night, you know, smoked a couple of blunts. You know, he's probably a little street dude, a little emotional dude. And eventually, 9 months later, baby popped out. He don't want to have nothing to do with her, you know, attitude, and he didn't want to take her serious anyway. And this is the result of it, and this is a repeated cycle for our women. I mean, they bought into it, so this is their repercussions. I don't feel bad for the hoe. I mean, I don't, but this is just the sad reality of it.
And you see what the fuck I'm doing. Don't do it, bitch.
Destroying other women, and honestly speaking, this is the problem when you give a person that's not designed to have an opinion, you give them a platform. They shouldn't have opinions. Women should be told what to do and how to do things and what to think. You have to program them and train them, because women ain't nothing but parrots. They parody everything they see. What's on TV, they want to be like that. This is why their emotions are so up and down. They're parrots, man. They're not rational. Okay, I realized that a long time ago, having a mother, you know what I'm saying, and just cousins and stuff, sisters, you know, even brothers, even uncles, man, that follow behind women. And, you know, as a child, I'm like, that's something I'm not going to do. As a kid, I despise having a sister. I didn't like it, because I'm just like, fuck this bitch thinks she, like, I hated it, you know. Not that I didn't love my sister, but I knew it was constructually wrong to have a woman as an older sister trying to rule over you. And that just didn't sit well. So me and my sister got into a lot of fist fights, period, because I just wasn't dealing with it. I was always the one, the black sheep. I was always the angry, the mean one. You know, they always threw slander on me, not knowing my spirit was aggravated because of them, you know. But oftentimes the black sheep ends up going out and doing great things, and teaching his word is one of those great things. All right, but it reads here, it says, well report of good works, if she have brought up children, if she have loved strangers, if she have washed the saints' feet, if she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work. And you can't say that about that woman. Okay, she's not large in strangers. She'll let one come up in her, but she ain't washing no feet. She ain't doing none of that. You gotta rub my feet, nigga. You know, being busybodies. And this is what they do, okay? So anyway, I actually wanted to show this. This list is going viral. Black women have the lowest marriage rates, top 10 reasons why, and I only got 9, but it says nasty attitudes and disposition. Absolutely right. They don't smile. They're not friendly. Their nose is always turned up. They think the world owes them something. I mean, I've seen young girls, 17, 18. I mean, I could just be walking around or going to the store, and I'm seeing these young women, 15, 16 years old, with their nose stuck up, entitled, cursing out grown men. I'm just like, what in the world is this? You know? Uncooperative. They're very uncooperative. She wants to take the driver's seat. She wants to kick you out of the driver's seat in manship. It's like, you can't have two drivers of a car, man. Okay, co-pilot, you know, ride shotgun for me. Why you gotta drive the car when you ain't capable? Can't follow leadership, yeah. And they don't follow Jake's leadership, the black man's leadership. You know, Prime example at work. There's a little situation. And this show you that Jake don't have a break because I'm a team lead on one of these projects we're doing. And, you know, and I got all fucking women and I got a guy that's like a woman. I mean, he's not even like any masculine bone in his body. But anyway, so I'm the head of the team, which in my opinion is a setup for failure. But, you know, we was on a bus routes promoting program and stuff like that. So, you know, we all have a agreement that, you know, this is what we do. We lead together, whatever. But we're grown. So we went to this particular bus stop and we specifically told everybody we're going to catch this back to the place, to the shop or whatever you want to call it, to the workplace. And somehow, some way, we all on the bus stop, but we end up getting on a bus and they end up getting left behind because they wasn't paying attention or doing what they was doing. I'm thinking that they was already behind us, you know, and by the time I realized that they wasn't on the bus was putting off. I tried to stop it, but the bus driver kept going. Do you know what type of text messages I got from these women? Oh, I ain't gonna say what I really want to say, but you know, this is some fuck all that shit. I thought we old school. Y'all left us. I'm like, we didn't even deliberately leave you. Then the other one like, I almost got hit by a bus. I'm like, okay, that ain't my problem. It's called pay attention to your surroundings. You want me to come out there and be the eyes in the back of your head too? But I'm saying that to say this, because I'm a Jake, they're quick to jump on me, but we got an Edomite dude in there and we got a gay dude in there. And I guarantee you, them black women, they would never come at that. They would never come at that gay guy like that. And they would never come at Esau like that. But they'll come at me like that. To the point, I'm like, I'm not dealing with it. And I told them straightforward. One bitch gonna say, I ain't arguing with you. I got kids your age. I said, well, if you got a kid that's 38 and you 45, then that says a lot about you, ho. You know? And I was gonna say that shit, but I just kind of said, like, look, I ain't dealing with it from you. If you don't like it, you can step, man. I'm not taking that shit. You know? So it's just like that. Like, they don't give us no respect at all because, you know, the media and the world totally shits on our image. So they feel like they can do it. It says too masculine while lacking femininity. Yeah, that was masculine as hell. Like you stated, she like, well, you didn't have to say nothing back. No, I'm going to say something back because you a woman and I'm a man and you need to know your place. I don't give a damn if you was my grandmother. Don't come at me that way because I didn't come at you no type of way. It was a simple mistake. It was an accident and we're grown. And if you missed the bus, then so fucking what? Catch another one. You a grown, you're too damn grown to be acting like fucking children. And when I say stuff like that, which is the truth, they get even more turned up. Who you think he talking to? But if it was the gay dude or the white man saying it, they would have took a back seat to it. But they got to buck up against it because I'm Jake, man, because we have no fucking power. And that should piss you men off, man. Too masculine while lacking femininity. And they claim that women. She became a baby mama first. Yeah, most of them. A baby mama. Disproportionately obese. Yeah. A lot of our women are fat as hell. Overweight. You see it all online. Overall poor ethnic image. Yeah, this is a poor ethnic image, man. When you see a black woman, you think of Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, the Kardashians. It's just not a good. They never will promote the virtuous woman with the head wrapping, with the long dress, and with the pretty eye. They would never promote that. Okay, too many embrace the whole culture. Yep, just like the thought we was looking at. Can't take constructive criticism, as I was just mentioning, and allegiance to the sisterhood. So no matter what, they don't hold each other accountable for their madness. And this is why the Most High is getting ready to destroy these damn women, man. All right, so Rock 25, and I'm going to start at verses, let's start at, yeah, really this whole chapter is good. Let's start at verses 23. It says, a wicked woman abated the courage and make it heavy countenance and a wounded heart. Man, a lot of Jakes is broken down over women. You know, I've seen Jakes get hurt over shit. I mean, I've been hurt over women before, but not to the point that it's going to make me want to stop doing the work of end of my life. But you got men that's sleeping under bridges because they put their all into one. You never put your eggs in one basket with a damn woman because she's not even certain of herself. That's stupid. That's like asking a blind man to drive a car. Why would you do that? You're going to wreck. It says, a woman that would not comfort her husband in distress, make it weak hands and feeble knees. Hey, watch that show called Good Times on Netflix. It's a cartoon parody of the spinoff show Good Times. But basically, the woman, she didn't care about her husband. She was just there. And it says, of the woman became the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. And that's the point. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to guide abroad. Period. Because when you allow them to do what as they please, then you have. That's why a lot of Jakes are in prison, a lot of Jakes are in jail. While she's out free destroying another soul, as you read in Proverbs the 6th chapter, She hunts out, the adulteress seeks for the precious souls, roughly paraphrasing it. Even though that's going into like doctrine, but overall, I mean, these women follow that sentiment. So with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord, will you edify into the next lesson. Shalom. And watch this video get a lot of hits. This video get a lot of hits because it's about the woman. And I get it because Jake is struggling with women. Jake wants to see women put in place. We get it. But I mean, these videos are just as important as every other video we do. Okay, not always getting on other camps or other brothers and stuff like that. Because I'm at the point now that I'm just focusing on prophecy, man. All this going back and forth with these guys. I mean, yeah, the spirit hops on me. I'm going to say what I have to say about, you know, whatever camp IUIC or guys, man. But overall, man, we're focusing on prophecy over here and staying out of the mix up and the controversy, man, because, you know, that's just how the spirit works. Okay, we all can't be on one thing because we all cursing our IUIC at one time that we ain't focusing on other things. So while we got brothers rebuking that, which is beautiful, then we going to be over here speaking on the world events, man, and going into historical facts and all that good stuff. So with that, shalom. May the Most High be with you, brothers and few sisters. Shalom.